Alrighty folks, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about Instagram export settings. So Instagram does this really cool thing where it compresses your really good crispy video and makes it look like it was shot on a potato. So I'm going to walk you through some steps on how to avoid that, and then we're going to make some presets so you never have to think about it again. We're just going to hop into Premiere, set it all up, and it's going to be a one-click wonder from now on. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so I'm going to walk you through, first I'm going to start with the vertical grid. Vertical grid, I don't know what you call it. It's the vertical aspect ratio. It's the portrait style sizing that you see on the grid. It takes up the most real estate, so it ends up being the most beneficial for grabbing your audience's attention and holding it. So I start with that, and then we'll move on to I guess the other sizes. Once you have one, you kind of get the rest of it. So let's jump into Premiere. The first thing we want to do is hit File, Open New, Sequence. So I always start with the DSLR settings. 24 frames a second was what I shot my footage in. You choose based on what you shot your footage in, but 24 is pretty standard. So once you start with that, we can kind of make some tweaks in the settings tab over here. So what you want to do is really you just want to change the frame size. So the frame size is going to change from 1920 by 1080 to 1080 by 1350. So you'll see on the side here, the aspect ratio went from 16:9 to 4:5. So that's really all you need to care about. If you want to save this as a preset, there's the option right here, just on the bottom, hit Save Preset, call it whatever you want, and then save it. I already have this saved as a preset, so I'm not going to save it again, but you get the point. And then just give your sequence a title, and then you're good to go. So you got your new sequence here. You can see up here in your actual, I don't know, program window or whatever you want to call it, your frame size is 4:5. So the easiest thing I found to do is to just go from your regular sequence, so my 1920 by 1080 sequence, and just copy the part that you want to optimize for Instagram. Copy it from one timeline to your Instagram timeline. And you can see that we have some tweaking to do because we have some bars on the top. Our lower thirds are in the wrong spot, so we just have to go in and kind of tweak each little clip and move it to where we want it to be, which is no problem. Shouldn't take you too long. Some people will export the entire video first and then just kind of scale it to fit the aspect ratio that they want for Instagram, but I find that sometimes you can have some clips that are kind of like off center or whatever, so it doesn't always work perfectly. So I just do it individually before I export. So something I've noticed when I copy and paste into a different sequence, the effect, like simple like dip to black or cross dissolves or anything, I'll always get this little like bar, this red bar on the side, red or green. On the side, you can see it there. So my workaround for that, I've seen that it's a common issue. I'm not really sure the proper fix for it, but my workaround has just been to add my own sort of dip to black just within the effects, like opacity keyframes and stuff. So just do that real quick, add a keyframe here, and then another keyframe here, bring it down to 0. So I don't know, I don't really know what the reason is for it, but it works just the same. So that's my workaround for you. Add it to this one real quick. Swing 0. So that's our quick little edit. We've got it all figured out. We're about to get ready to export it. So in order to bring up your export dialog box, just hit Control M. Brings up this beautiful thing here. So from your format, you want to make sure it's H.264. Your preset, you want it to be custom because we're customizing everything. Your output name, call it what you want, save it to wherever you want, doesn't matter. Export a video and audio. Obviously, that's kind of the point of a video, is to have both video and audio, right? All this stuff doesn't matter. Okay, so basically all you really want to pay attention to is your video tab right here. For this size, basically what we want to do is just shrink down the size and keep the aspect ratio the same. So on our sequence, we made it 1080 by 1350, so it's a higher resolution. For the whole point of this video is to make the video smaller so that Instagram doesn't have to do that for us and ruin our video. So for this 4:5 vertical portrait kind of style, you want to make sure your width is 480 and your height is 600. From there, I always make sure that I render at maximum depth and use maximum render quality. The only other thing to pay attention to aside from that is just your bitrate settings. The sweet spot for Instagram is between 20 and 25 megabytes, so you don't want your videos to be too much bigger than that. So in order to change the file size before you export, I just mess around with my target bitrate. So if, say for example, I brought it up to 20, it's 33 megabytes, so you're a little bit higher than the like sweet spot for Instagram. So just bring it down till you hit kind of that middle ground, 22 or 23 or something, and then you're good to go. So before we export, I just want to show you how to save it as a preset, so you don't have to change all these settings every single time. You can just go to that drop-down menu and click exactly what you need. So just up here beside your preset, you can see this save preset little button. So all you have to do is hit that button, call it what you want, IG, vertical, whatever, and hit save. So now next time you come in to export your Instagram video, you can come down to your preset, your drop-down menu will show you all your kind of pre-made custom presets. So I already have a lot of these made, but IG vertical is what we just made, so we'll click that, hit Q, and we're good to go. So that is how you export your videos for Instagram. I hope that was helpful for you guys. If you want to keep your videos maybe 16:9 aspect ratio, or maybe you want to export them as a square or whatever it might be, the whole same process still applies. You just have to change the width and height for your final export. So I will put those sizes down in the description if you're interested. And obviously these numbers are subject to change. Instagram is always changing, so this is 2019 version. I hope it stays the same for a while, but who knows. And that's all I have to say. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.